Life is an adventure. We rise and we fall, fail, and try again. But when we find the right wave, we ride it for as long as it lasts. Finding a career can be an adventure too. Tyson Henderson, a recent graduate from the career program at Sage International Charter School in Boise, is pursuing a career he hopes will carry him into an adventurous life.
Since I was itty bitty, I've always had like a passion for surfing, snowboarding, skateboarding, and pretty much the textiles within every sport.
As a part of a growing trend among Idaho schools, Sage International adopted their career program in 2016 to help prepare their students for the workforce.
So CP, short career program, starts for students in 11th grade, and is just 11th and 12th.
Since we are a public school, we felt like we needed to offer as much choice to our students as we could. And for those kids that like to do things with their hands or think outside of the conventional box, then the CP program allows them to be able to do that.
For me, some kids think it's kind of a hoax just because, I mean, it is very less academic in a way, but I mean, it is what you put into it, just like life. I mean, if you're not going to put very much into it, don't expect anything out.
We have coupled with the state and their career technical education program, and we offer what's called the IOT, which is the individual occupational training.
My junior year, we did a lot of like figuring out how to file taxes, how to write like job applications.
Writing a cover letter, how to present yourself, those kind of things are all required in terms of what the business world or the professional world is looking for.
It's like you got to just kind of like get some momentum going.
So the students are required to complete 280 hours in an intern of their choice.
So CP kind of directed me in somewhat of that path to just get out there and find a company or a business that would help me acquire the skills to do what I want to do.
Tyson's been great. I think Sage is kind of a unique school from what I can gather, but Tyson was like super persistent. So he's like emailing and calling.
Like, hey, my name's Tyson Anderson. Like everything I learned and practiced in CP class. I was like, hey, would you be willing to let me come in, maybe do an internship, da 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 da.
And by the third email, I was like, okay, I better just write this kid back because he's getting antsy. And then like literally as I'm emailing him back, he comes in.
Like met him in person, shook his hand, looked at him in the eye, everything that, again, we learned in CP class. A lot of kids don't know how to do that. They don't know how to go up to someone, shake their hand, look them in the eye, talk to them.
I mean, he did his due diligence and he showed me he was enthusiastic.
At the beginning, I thought I was going to be I wanted to do graphic design, which is like logos and all that stuff, which quickly kind of switched to industrial design. So this one was a wetsuit surfing booty that's just kind of redesigned to give it a little bit extra like support, strength, durability, but also has kind of like a watertight zipper to connect to like the bottom of your wetsuit.
One of the things that I kind of appreciate about the CP program is it allows not only choice for a student to either go academically or career path, but it allows them to explore.
We've kind of let him run with the stuff that he has the most interest in, because otherwise what's the point, you know?
I'm learning skills like how to work retail, and then also woodworking, metalworking, all that type of stuff, which is kind of somewhat giving me a step ahead of some of the students that I'll be going to college with.
We do all our own screen printing, and so we've let him run with that a little bit more, doing some graphics on boards.
So I just designed the graphics on the board, got the idea from my boss, and then kind of took it from there. We kind of wanted to represent like surfing in Idaho. So like, of course, surfing's always gonna have that palm trees just because of the ocean. But on the other side, it's got the pine trees because of Boise.
He's been a student of mine for, gosh, 7 years maybe. And I always saw potential in him, but I never thought, okay, where is it gonna go? Until this whole CP thing where he kind of went, oh my God, this is what I want to do.
Whether you know what you want to do or you aren't sure, if you just focus on what you're interested in, there's kind of no better way to get hands-on experience. Like if I could have done that in high school, that would have been great.
CP in general gave me the skills to want to apply to college, but also apply for a scholarship.
About midway through the year, he said, hey, I've got a chance to get this $50,000 scholarship. And I said, cool. I said, what does it involve? And he says, I got to develop a portfolio. And I said, what have you got? And he says, I don't have anything. I said, okay, let's go.
And so I was like, yeah, why not? Like, I was kind of ho-hum about it at first because I was like, yeah, scholarship. Like, there's millions of kids who's going to be applying for that. Like, yeah, right. Like, I won't be able to do anything about that, you know? But I did anyways, just because it'd be good to have a portfolio either way, especially going into like a design field. You kind of want a portfolio no matter what, just to show off what you can do. I started doing some sketches, all that stuff, kind of narrowed it down, made it more professional.
We set it off with a hope and a prayer. You know, we thought, okay, hopefully this is what they want.
I think it was like two weeks later, I got a phone call from John saying, hey, Tyson. So we got like the results back. He was like, unfortunately, you didn't get the 25,000 or the 25%. Sorry, there was a bunch of kids in that field, and there was even more kids in the 50% field. But fortunately, you got the 50%, and I was like, oh, dang it. And it kind of took me a second. I was like, wait, could you say that again?
I'll never forget the morning that he came back. I think he floated in the room, and he was just like, I got it. And I'm going, well, you got what? Because by that time, you know, it had been about 4 to 6 weeks, I think, since we had submitted it.
I don't know what to say. I was in the car with my brother, and I was driving. And I was like, this is probably not a safe situation for me to be driving right now, just because, I mean, like, I could like freak out and drive off the road or something, because, like, yeah, it was crazy.
I think that just took his very confident self and it just pumped him up right to another level.
Whatever your interest might be, consider the discoveries made through a career and technical education. Talk with your college and career counselor to explore the opportunities available to you. And check out Next Steps Idaho, your online resource for advancing your education.
Idaho Pathways is a part of American Graduate Getting to Work, a public media initiative made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.